Pour into yourself, do what's best for you, and not just health-wise, but in any aspect of your life, spiritually, mentally, physically, and with health, emotionally, in your career, if that's, you're building in that way. Pour into yourself by going to different seminars and professional developments for your career. But pour into yourself, and it will allow you to be able to pour into others, because we can't pour into others with an empty cup. Our cup has to be filled first. Others. Week 54 update. I'm talking to you guys in the car on the way home. I'm dropping my daughter off to basketball practice, so bear with me. But my name is Patrice, Thepatricedenise, and I have been on a journey to live a healthy, sustainable lifestyle or life, one day at a time, one step at a time. I am on the medication Mounjaro, and this is my week 54 update of being on the medication Mounjaro. And I'm so glad you decided to click this video and join me for this ride. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're a returning community member, thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. I got a lot to say in this video, so let's just get started. So what can we start with first? Let's start with blood sugars. So my blood sugars, okay, let's just back up. So I am on the 7.5 milligram dose of Mounjaro. On November the 30th, I took my first 7.5 milligram injection. I am also spacing them out every 10 days. So I took that on November the 30th, and I took my second one on December the 10th. So to give you a reference of everything. And there's some other videos on why I went up to 7.5 from the 5, so we're not going to get into that this time, but I am stretching it out to 10 days. All right, so my blood sugars this week, and I document every week, so I know I'm spacing the injections out every 10 days, but I'm still giving a weekly update for right now. We'll talk more about that. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to do the weekly updates, continue with them in the new year, but we'll talk about it. So blood sugars this week, they range from as low as 87 and up to as high as 102. So the majority of the time they were in the 80s, the high 80s. As you can see, I'll have them up here. But the majority of the time they were in the high 80s. The time that it was 102 was the morning after the masquerade ball that I went to. And most of the time, you saw the plate of food that I had that night. And I worked that day, and I had chili, I had, for lunch that day with some, tortilla chips. I had a couple bananas for breakfast, and then for snack. Wow, I did have a sausage that morning. What else did I have? Did I have anything in the middle? So, sometimes when I have my blood sugars are in the 100s, it seems to always be when I don't get a lot of sleep. So I'm trying to see how that correlates, as well as so that Sunday morning was 102, and that Saturday morning was 101. And again, that Friday night, or evening, my daughter had a basketball game, and after that we did go out to eat. And I'll talk about that too. I can talk about that. We just talk about it all together. So the 7.5, my appetite is I had to struggle before. It really controls my appetite. And so that Friday was on today, because I took the injection on that Sunday. So that Friday was day 9 of that first injection. And that night I did have nachos. I think, yep, I had nachos at the game. And then afterwards, when everybody else, we went out to eat, everybody else had food. I didn't want anything really, so I just had a Caesar salad. So I really didn't have, it did have croutons in it and a Caesar dressing, but it wasn't a heavy meal late at night. So when I do have higher blood sugars, I think it seems to be rather times when I don't get a lot of sleep. So that's where the 101 and 102 came from. I'm just going to continue to monitor that, because I just want to see if that continues to be a trend, if I don't get a lot of sleep, and how my blood sugars are the next morning. But my blood sugars are well controlled on the 7.5 milligrams. So my weight this week, when I weighed this morning, I weighed in at 161.2, and that's last week I weighed in at 162.8, so I went down 1.6 pounds. And being at 161.2 is a major milestone for me, because my starting weight on December 1st of 2022 was 191.4, and that means that I have lost now 30 pounds on Mounjaro. I know it's been a year, and so it took me, the year to get there, but I am happy with that. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with everything that I did from the beginning all the way through. I wouldn't change anything or go back and try to go higher or with the doses. I'm happy with the progress that I've had thus far this year. I'm really happy about it. And I know I'm only a pound, 1.2 pounds away from my ultimate goal for this year of being at 160 or below. And so hopefully we got 2 more weigh-ins this year. Hopefully we will be there by the end of 2023. And when I do get there, because I'm claiming it victorious, claiming the victory. But when I do get there, then I can truly say that I'm on maintenance. I feel like I am in maintenance mode now. But I can truly say that I will be in maintenance mode at that time, and just continuing to ride this lifestyle out and continuing to do what is best for me. I do want to show you, I was looking at, I showed that little picture of my weight, and then it clued me into the visceral fat index, and it had I took a screen recording of just all my stats from when I started using this scale back in January. I think it was January the 7th. I started using this scale, and it's the Renfro Bodies measurement scale. I'll link it down below if you're interested in it, but it does great because it keeps track of all your stats. So I clued into the visceral fat index, and it's now a 10. So if you've been rocking with me for the long haul, I set out at the beginning of the year to have the goal of getting to 160 pounds, and then also to get my visceral fat under control. And I was measuring it with inches, so I wanted it to be under 35 inches or 34 inches, and I am there. But I was always paying attention to that visceral fat on that scale measurement, or how they measure it. And I started at a 14, and I'm now down to a 10, and that's in a good range. So I am happy with that as well. This journey, I'm telling you, this journey of me just concentrating on me, not rushing things, just doing it one day at a time, one step at a time, is paying off. Small changes pay off in the long run. So just remember that if you're at the beginning of your journey, or in the middle of your journey, or if you're in maintenance mode as well, continue the small changes, and they will make big lasting effects and big changes. Okay, all right, so the weight, blood sugar, and my visceral fat, yes. I'm at a stop sign so I can kind of look at my notes here. Okay, so if you saw the Masquerade Christmas Fall video that I showed the other day, that I showed the other day, that was my non-scale victory. Just that party in itself, I felt so good. Now I know the outside appearance is not all that we are trying to achieve here. We're trying to achieve overall health, but it felt good. And sometimes you have to marvel and dwell in that sometimes, because it does feel good to feel good. It feels good to feel good. And I felt good that night. I want to pop up a picture here when I had that dress on. It was in March of 2022. My husband and I, we were in New Orleans for our anniversary, and I had that same dress on. And then when I didn't want to buy anything this year because I'm like, I'm trying to save money because this is Christmas time, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I can wear that same dress because it's long, it's flowy. So I didn't even try it on. I tried it on that, I put it on that night, that evening. And it fit perfectly. It fit better than what it was then. And if you look, my husband, he's lost weight too. So for 2022, you can tell he has lost weight as well. So me doing my changes is affecting him, is affecting our whole family. So I'm telling you, concentrating on yourself first and pouring into yourself first, filling up your cup allows other cups to be filled as well. So if you see, you can tell the difference between then and now of him and of myself. So that was a non-scale victory for me, as well as, like I said, it's feeling good overall. Back to the 7.5. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. But with the 7.5, since I've been on it now, I've done 2 injections. The side effects, comparing this time to last time I was on it, like I said before, I'm ready for it, I'm prepared for it. The only side effect that I can't say only because the appetite suppression is there, but fatigue. I am fatigued the day after, a couple days after. But yes, so fatigue is the major side effect that I am having right now with the 7.5. Side effects are different from one person to the next. So I didn't really notice fatigue last time, but this time I'm noticing it a lot more than the 5 milligrams. And my appetite on days 8 through 10 is still well controlled, being that I am spacing it out every 10 days, the injections every 10 days. So like this past week, day 10 actually fell on Sunday. So Saturday I went to the party and fine. Sunday we was at the parade, church and the parade, and was fine. I didn't take my injection until Sunday evening, and I'm talking about Sunday late evening, Sunday night. I was actually in the bed and I was like, oh, I didn't take the injection. I kept telling myself all day to take it, and I didn't take it. And then I was in the bed and I was like, oh, I don't feel like getting back up. But I got back up and I took it. So it was late Sunday that I took the injection, and I was feeling fine. So I'm going to continue on with the every 10-day injection and see how this goes. That's going to help with spreading out and having the medication longer and cost and so forth. I'm curious to see how this cost will be in the new year when I do my next 3-month supply. But yeah, so spacing it out is helping with that, most definitely. Constipation, that was my major side effect on the 5 milligrams, but I haven't noticed any difference in my bowel movements, being that I like drink my water. This goes with me everywhere. And I do use Miralax and stool softeners. Miralax, I take that about, I would say 2 times a week, and then stool softeners, I use that as needed. When I think, okay, I need to go again, I'll take a stool softener. But yes, so all in all, this has been a great week on 7.5 milligrams of Mounjaro, week 54. I hit a milestone on 30 pounds. I don't think I said it before, but I was as high as 215 pounds from what I remember. Now, that was like before 2020. I know I probably was as high as I'm sorry, y'all. Driving and talking to y'all I'm just distracted. But I know I was as high as 220 pounds, but I know I blocked that out of my remembrance. But I documented, because I actually looked back at one of my doctor notes from 2020 or 2015, and I was at 214 then. So I've been trying to lose weight. I've been trying to just live healthy for a long time, but I don't think I really have truly put myself in the what I want to say as the priority during those times. So this part of the journey has or this year of my life journey has been the time where I truly have put myself as a priority, and it's paying off. So I stress that. Put yourself as a priority. Pour into yourself and do what's best for you. And I'm telling you, the overflow that by you pouring into yourself, and not just health wise, but in any aspect of your life, spiritually, mentally, like I said, physically, and with health, emotionally, just in your career, if that's you're building in that way. Pour into yourself by going to different seminars and professional developments for your career. But pour into yourself, and it will allow you to be able to pour into others, because we can't pour into others with an empty cup. Our cup has to be filled first in order to pour into others. So by me focusing on myself and pouring into myself, this has really affected my life in ways that I am just so thankful for. So yes. How is your week going? I hope that your week has gone great. I hope that you are continue to pour in yourself. Share in the comments below how your week is going. I love to hear your comments or to read your comments and to just conversate with you, and just it puts a smile on my face to see you guys are doing well as well. And thank you for being a part of my community. I love you. What's up next is I will inject my next 7.5 milligram injection on December the 20th. Of course, I'll continue to update you guys on how that's going, continuing to monitor my blood sugars. Hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully next week we will be at the 160. And then from there, also at the party, I'm just all over the place, but also at the party, I noticed when I look, it's weird. When you look at yourself in pictures, you can see what others see. So, for instance, my mind has to catch up really to where I'm at, because when I look down at myself like this, and I'm looking at myself. And even if I'm looking in the mirror, kind of, sometimes I don't necessarily see the progress, so to speak. But when I see a picture and I look at the picture and I look at, another picture, I'm like, oh, okay, I see it. Well, one thing I did see is I do want to get into strength training more, and kind of like, I want my backside. I need my backside to be... But I want to get back into strength training. I dabbled in it before, and but I do want to focus on it some more now and in the new year. So that's going to be, look forward to that. That's going to be some of my visions for 2024. One of my visions and one of my goals for next year is to get into strength training more. And I'll sit down and talk about all my goals and my visions for next year later. But yes, I'm rambling, and I'm done. I'm rambling, but yes, let's just keep going. We got 2 more weeks into 2023. Let's start preparing for 2024. Let's remind ourselves that we are victorious, we are conquerors, we are powerful, and we are mighty. We have the victory. Guys, I love you, and God bless.